What's up, brother? I got you all sewed up, man. Now, this bad boy right here should last you. This right here should last you. Well, you blew a transistor. Literally blew one. When I took this out, the top fell off. Yeah, I guess that thing's been put in and removed quite a few times every once in a while. Every once in a while, the glue will weaken up on these Toshibas and the top will pop off on them. Not rarely, but sometimes they do. But that pill right there was blown. That one's still good, but what I went ahead and did was removed it and got you two transistors that match identically. These bad boys right here are identically matching. They both had HFE of 33, I believe it was, on the point too. So I put you two more transistors in here, and these were in a lot better shape than these particular ones were. If I remember correctly, I think this was an amplifier that I repaired and sold on eBay, I think. Maybe. Or maybe I repaired it. I can't quite remember. I do so many of these types. I think I may have traded it to you for an X-Force or something like that. One of the two. But, so yeah. And the other thing you were worried about was the variable. Yes, the variable was shot, but it was obviously it was shot when I sent it to you. I think you said it wasn't working right when you got it. I may have just had missed that, or some people that's not a big deal, but honestly the variable should work on every unit, because you may need to use it as a driver or something like that. Me, if I'm not using it as a driver, I'm just going to run it on high majority of the time, unless the dead key is too high and I do need to push the green button in, which activates the 75 ohm with the variable in a voltage divider circuit, technically a potential divider circuit, which gives you a 0 to about 46 ohms worth of attenuation on your input. And I went ahead and did the big power wire upgrade for you. Here's the power wires that was on it, which of course is adequate. They're a little bit bigger than factory wires. Or they may be about the same. I don't know. Let me see here. Yeah, they're a little bit bigger. They're probably one size bigger than the factory wires. But now you have the big stuff. I put the highest grade 8 gauge that I use. This is what I use on my builds. This is one of the highest strand 8 gauges that you can buy. I did my homework before I figured out which power wires I was going to use. And I wanted to find the best price but highest strand oxygen free copper, OFC wire. And this is what I come up with. This is called New Concepts power wire, and I mean, these things are thick. I've bought 4 gauge in the past that's identical size as this. I need to make a video and show that. I got some 4 gauge that are the exact same size as this 8 gauge is. It's just got a bigger jacket. See? That's how they trick you sometimes. So you got some thick wire in here now, bud. And I went ahead and did the full power wire upgrade for you. So I took that right there out. It was feeding the transformer, which is feeding the transistors. Let me say hooked up to the transformer, feeding the transistors, the B plus, the DC. So now instead of this right here, you got this right here, some 14 gauge Teflon feeding the transistors. And you also move from this amount of inductance to this amount of inductance. 243 core, pretty high permeability. I'd probably guess something like maybe 25, 30 microhenry, something like that. I'm just guessing off the top of my head. I couldn't be completely accurate, but you got more inductance now to keep that RF off your power wire. And I went ahead and, of course, put you a good strain relief on the back, so these won't be chafing up against this aluminum. The fan was scraping a little bit against the grill. That might have been done during shipping, but I went ahead and bent the grill back a little bit so that wouldn't be happening. And the fan's on right now. This fan blows some good air too, man. I'm sorry this thing didn't work for you as long as it did. I really hate that. Sometimes it's just the strike of luck, you know, with these things. So basically, I only had to pretty much, I traded the good transistor for one of these. I only had to put in one transistor cost. And this right here is brand new, dude. I even took a picture just to show you. You can't even buy these no more. I'm lucky I have the amount that I have left. And if you could buy them, they'd be somewhere around 12, 13 bucks a piece, if you could find them somewhere out there in a surplus. But I'm not going to charge you for that, man, because it you know, it didn't work when I sent it to you, you said. But I am going to charge you for the power wire upgrade, okay? So I at least need to charge you for the power wire upgrade at least. So, and since it didn't work, since it did not work long at all for you, I normally do not, and I repeat, do not warranty transistors. That's something that no builder does. But I'm gonna pull little strings on this one, man, because I know you need to get this thing working. Plus with the X-Force, it didn't seem like that worked too long for you. I don't know why, but you know, like you say, sometimes you just, there's so many variations that come with these amps, man, you just don't know sometimes. The buddy that has that X-Force now, he's been using it ever since he got it, man, and he's enjoying it. It's working great. He also sent it up to a very professional technician called, I think his name's Hard Drive, and the Hard Drive actually put it on a spectrum analyzer and was blown away on how linear it was. And, you know, and I did the bias circuit for that thing. It was just a Class C X-Force. I did the bias circuit on that thing. I think I used a voltage divider. I think I used the exact bias circuit that's in Texas Star, simple voltage divider. But he sent it up there to, he was getting some radio work. He sent it up there to have him match up to his radio and check it up on the spectrum, make sure it's going to be good and linear for him, and it was. It's pretty cool. He said usually it's hard for him to say something good about some homebrew amplifier, because usually he'll put up on the spectrum analyzer and, you know, be distorted. You'll see distortion, but that amp was actually pretty linear, so he was pretty happy with that. But so we got this thing sewed up for you, brother. So I'm just gonna charge you for the power wire upgrade, and that's it. And shipping back to you, of course. And this bad boy should last you. Should last you. All right, man. We got the bench radio hooked up to it, just to show you that the variable is working. Bench radio, 1000 watt slug. Go yeah. Go yeah. Almost 100 bird. Go ahead and turn it back a little bit. Oh, about 50 or so bird. Turn it back a little bit more. Go. As you see, it is working. Oh. Go. Go. Freaking microphone. I got a dang short in my mic. It's about time to replace it. Oh, yeah. There you go. So the variable is working, brother. I need to replace that mic. Actually, I think I got another one of these mics. It's in a brand new Cobra Bluetooth. I need to just grab that out of the Bluetooth and just hook it up and start using that. Alright, this is on high. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. About 120, 130 bird. Here's your peak. This thing's jumping up on peak now, man. Oh, look at that, 400 watts. Usually, if I can get at least 350 out of a Texas Star, 350 like this with 4 watts, my 4 bench radio, it's doing good. It's doing good. But this bad boy's doing 400, man. So this thing's doing good output. Oh, look at that. What's this thing talking though, man? If you get out there trying to drop the ball on somebody, what's this talking though, man? If you just out here just talking, oh, it's doing about 380, about 380 watts peak. Oh, gatekeeper out here letting the mop flop out here around the northeast end of Georgia, getting down, getting down. And that is on 14.64 volts. God, I need to hook my illuminated voltmeter up. A buddy of mine made me a little box up there, a blue box I can put my voltmeter in. So this thing's working great, dude. This should last you this time. This really should last you. Just for the fun of it, let's hook up the old hot radio here. See what she's gonna do on the bird. Let me put a little bit more drive in her. I'd love to hook this thing up and go shoot a little bit of skip tonight, but I don't like talking skip with customers' amps, man. Now if it's a build that I've done, it's different. It's me testing that build, making sure it's ready to rock and roll. But not a repair. I don't really like shooting skip on people's repairs and stuff usually. Alright. Alright, we got the hot radio hooked up. Now we're driving 8 watts, so we're just doubling our drive, 4 watts to 8 watts. Oh, this thing is doing identical to, see, I did a Texas Star 350 yesterday. Basically, I did both of yours at the same time. That one just needed a power wire upgrade, but I done both of yours at the same exact time, and that one did identical, 220 watts RMS. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's on 14.6 volts. That's it, man. 200 bird, 220 bird, a little bit over 100 bird per pill. This Texas Star is in beautiful working order. And I guarantee you, after doing the power wire upgrade for you, it probably gained a little bit on the top end. Man, I want to keep this thing now. I think I'm just going to put the top on this thing, put the screws, and head down to Mexico. We'll see ya. No, I'm just kidding with you, man. I like doing that sometimes to people, man. Build a big, big amp, man, about a $3,000-$4,000 amp or something. And right there at the end of the video, I think I've had a change of heart, man. I think I'm just going to keep this capacitor, man. I think I'm just going to run to Mexico or to the Caribbean islands and just make a run for it. Just keep this capacitor. All right, man. Thanks for hanging in there with me, man. I know you had to wait a little bit, just like everybody else is having to do. Whew. I'm headed around third base, brother. Headed around third base, going to home on this long journey of getting caught up. I still probably got about 8 to 12 more builds total to do. Need to make a big opening. A big opening to make way for this LD MOS technology. That's just from yesterday working on the bench. Working on a build though. Alright, big brother. Let me find where I put your dang top. Somewhere back here. This is the other one I did yesterday. I gotta put some Andersons on this one real quick. I made your wires a little longer. But yeah, this is actually a brand new amp. Somebody bought about 5-6 years ago. Brand spanking new, but he stored it somewhere where it was a little damp. So it got a little buildup on the heat sink. But the inside looks great and it works good. I'll get them coming through here a good bit and I'll unload them really quick. That's usually the way it goes. I keep telling myself I'm gonna keep one and use it as a driver, but I got that 1446 2-pill driver right there, and that 1-pill driver I can use as drivers. So it's usually all good. But yeah, I put you some long wires on here for you, man. Right there. You know what, man? I just remembered. I'm gonna do one more thing for you real quick. I noticed it didn't have an electrolytic on the hot bus. I'll come over here and grab an electrolytic for you. Usually Texas Star, I'll put a little small, like 30, 33 or something, microfarad electrolytic on the hot bus just for filtering. Here's your 1,000 right here. This cap right here is identical to the capacitance of that one. Yeah, let's do this real quick. Go ahead and do this jump. Do it on camera. If I could sit here and attach this joker to my head, I'll show you how quick I could do this. But alright. Put that joker right there for you. Go and dip this stuff in my magic honey over here. When I want to put something down real quick. Ain't got to worry about tinning it. I can tin it and mount it at the same time. Just like that right there. Go ahead and get some solder on the other side there. And, solder the back leg real good. Put a little bit more. See, normally if I didn't put none of that magic honey, which is flux, I'd have to tin it and use 2 hands to do that. But when I do my quick stuff, I'll do it like that right there. Alright, man, got your electrolytic on there for you now. For a little bit of extra filtering. Alright, big brother. OGK, the gatekeeper. Building these street sweepers out here around the northeast end. We'll see you. Bye, bye, bye.